request to speak.
But I'd like to, I don't know if you're addressing our project right now or another project, but I'd like to speak when we address our project.
Yes, we'll do that.
Thank you.
This is for anything that's not on the agenda. So anybody in the community can address our board on things that are not going to happen this evening. We can't take action on it, but we can listen. So if there's nothing else, then we'll move on. Approval of the minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay.
Motion a second, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, and so, design plans, request for a new casino and breezeway located at 510 North Old Litchfield Road. We'll start with the staff review and then the applicant can speak.
Yes, no variances on these two projects, fortunately. So, chair members of you've reconvened in this design review board, so appreciate the introductions. We have two applications for you tonight for. There it is. The first one is located just up the road here, 510 North Old Litchfield Road. The owner here has requested design review board approval to construct a new casita and breezeway to connect to the existing greenhouse. Here's a vicinity map, so it's just north of where we're at. You can see the wigwam is, try to see if I can find my cursor here. I'm not being able to locate where my cursor went. Wigwam to the east. The property in question is outlined in blue. So west side of Old Litchfield Road, just north of Wigwam Boulevard. Here's an aerial photograph. You can see the existing home. It fronts onto Old Litchfield Road, and it has a pretty significant building setback from the street. The request is for pretty much a casita, about 566 square feet. Patio also attached to the casita, 564 square feet. And then a storage area of approximately 280 square feet. The casita would be connected to the main house with the breezeway, and we have the applicant's plans, which I'll get to in a moment. The site is one of the original lots in Litchfield Park. It's approximately 50,000 square feet in the zone RE. And the home itself, the existing home's over 6,000 square feet, was constructed in 1970. Here's some site photographs. This is in the backyard, pretty much facing east. Pool area and the main house. This is going in the opposite direction. A couple of photos just to give you a feel for the backyard. Here's the plot plan or site plan. So the main house, as you saw in the aerial photograph, the area that's shaded in to the along towards the north side of the lot would connect the main portion of the house north of the pool and then over to the casita. Here's a detailed drawing. You can see the swimming pool and the breezeway, and then the casita to the west of the pool. These are some black and white building elevations. The design of the improvements tie in really nicely with the established architecture of the home. These are in color. You can see the breezeway, which is open air, by the way, and the casita at the image on the upper left. That's facing north, so it's pretty much a profile of from east to west. Staff conclusion, we find that the casita and breezeway provides a design and building materials package that ties in nicely with the existing home. Staff recommends approval of the application subject to the exhibits provided by the applicant, and staff's happy to answer questions that the DRB may have tonight.
Did anybody have questions for our staff?
Sorry, I had just one quick question, I don't know for staff or who, but, does this package also include kind of like a rear fence? Because I think this property doesn't have a rear fence right now, right? Or if it does
I can't hear.
Oh, come on up to the microphone and
About the fence, that was one of my questions, because yes, we need to include a fence on the bounds of the property line.
Okay,
And I
yeah,
don't know the process of that, if that should have been included tonight or what, but yes, of course, we need a fence around the rest of the property. Because we'll remove the current fence that you saw in the picture and push it back to the
Yeah.
property line on the west side.
okay, that was my question.
and that, assuming it'll match the existing fence in some regard or.
That's what our thought is, yeah. I'm saying is what you see on that picture, there's kind of some, curvature areas with some wrought iron. Well, that doesn't really show it very well. But yeah, somewhere in that fence.
Any other questions for could you give your name
Yes,
for
yes.
the
First of all,
record?
good evening, and thank you for the opportunity, Madam Chairman and board members. And I hate, your last name is Mr. Monk?
Close, Froke.
Monk? I hate to, you were concerned about not asking for variances. Well, that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you about. Most of you know, we've lived on that property for 30 years, almost 30 years. And everything we've done has been well thought out and planned before we've ever done it. We love Litchfield, we love our house. And typically, I think most of you know me and agree that what we've done to our house is increase the value of other properties in the area. So I've been told, I've got a whole team on board. I have Lydia, I have Glenn.
Craig Kennedy.
Yeah, Glenn and Craig Kennedy. They're all advising me on this as well, because my concern was to spend money on this. It's going to be expensive to do. It will enhance the value of our property, it will enhance our enjoyment, and all the things we want to do there. And we think it does. So one exception to that I don't think is in the best interest of the community, or the best interest of the cost of the project and our enjoyment, is the breezeway that's 30 feet that connects one structure to another. If you put yourself in my shoes and you look at that, first of all, you can see right here, we have some gorgeous, well, they're almost trees, but they're evergreens. They're just beautiful. And those would have to be severely trimmed or taken out in order to put the breezeway in there. There'd be an additional cost, of course, for us to do that. And I don't think it would enhance the property or the neighbor next door, or any of the neighbors in our area. So I've learned a lot about variances tonight, which I didn't know, and I didn't know the 4 criteria. But I think before we start, I would like to ask for a variance to eliminate the breezeway.
We can't do that.
Oh, I'm
That's
not-
all has to be applied for and noticed and legally
Right,
noticed.
I agree, I know that, but that's why I wanted to come up with, this is probably more of a learning experience for me to figure out how to do that. And I didn't realize the 4 criteria. It seems like when I looked at it, 2 of them I don't really understand what they mean, but I think we have reason to get approval for a variance. So that was the reason I just wanted to mention that. So I don't know if you go ahead with an approval on what we have and then we ask for a variance, or
Yeah, I think we can approve the design and then, and it can be modified later if you get your variance back.
okay. That was my primary question.
Do any of the other board members have questions?
Yeah, I have a question. Do we have to have
Any sort of breezeway from the main house to the guest house?
Just because of the size of the accessory building, it's over 500 square feet.
So it has to be quote attached.
Until the zoning code is changed to allow for larger accessory buildings, which we've been talking about it for a few years now, that on larger properties that it makes sense to, to have a scale accessory building allowance, but we haven't done anything yet or haven't got anything back yet.
Chair, if I could just add on to that, so we're gonna be posting the agenda for, we've heard you before, not you, but the commission, we posted the agenda for Planning and Zoning Commission on May 9th, so Daniel and I will be in front of P&Z next week. We introduced the item of an amendment to the zoning code on accessory structures back in February. The direction that we got was, hey, yeah, let's keep going with the discussion, but when you come back to see us, give us more details and some visuals. We have that now, and we'll be presenting that in front of P&Z next week for some ideas that we have, that we've heard from you and the community. So it is in process.
Okay. So it's possible we may not need the variance if this passes before.
We just wait it out.
I don't know, it's a process though.
Yeah.
And I couldn't tell you what the size would be because it's not set yet.
Okay, without the variance, how far can we proceed in the building process and not build the breezeway and hope that the code changes or that we get variance one or
I
the other?
think until you're ready for final approval, probably you could build and see it. You've got the solution if it's absolutely necessary, but if also that size structure is still too big for what they're gonna approve, then you would still need a variance in it too.
Okay. Okay, thank you for your time.
Any other question on the design part of it?
So there will be a rear fence that will be behind. What I'm wondering about is kind of the rear elevation is pretty plain and boxy, and so but it's not going to really be visible from that walking path that's behind. I mean, I'm worried about like the view shed.
Well, we have a 40-foot setback
Yeah.
from that wall to our property line.
And there will also now be a new 6-foot fence probably, right?
I don't know if it's 6 foot or not, but if it's a visibility problem, we can make it higher.
That's my
That's
thought.
That's not what I want to
Yeah,
do.
the 6 foot, I think she's asking, you're gonna put some landscaping
Oh,
between that wall
We
and
have
that
Freddie
wall.
Kennedy,
Yeah.
he's gonna help us with the landscaping, and we've already talked about it, and
Yeah.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
It's gonna be beautiful.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, it was either that or maybe like out a window or something, but that's fine. Yeah.
So there'll be some landscaping between the wall and the wall of the building.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think that was exceptional.
Any other concerns with the design?
Pretty straightforward.
Anyone like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve the application, subject to the exhibits as requested by staff.
I'll second.
We lost the address.
510
North Old Litchfield.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second, any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Change
See you. He
design-
never stated his name.
I did. I'm Tim Smith.
Okay, design plans, request for a new garage, casino, patio cover located at 14225 West Green Street Drive South. This are the staff presentation.
Yes. Thank you, Chair, members of the Design Review Board. So this is another improvement request. The owner is asking for DOD approval for new garage, casita, patio cover. This would connect to the existing home and would be located primarily in the rear yard area. Here's a vicinity map, so Camelback Road in the north, Litchfield Road curves off in the distance to the east, so it's one of the golf course lots. Here's an aerial photo. You can see Camelback Road and Litchfield Road. The site is located on the south side of the street. Here's some oblique aerial photos of the existing home. The request would be for a casita of approximately 894 square feet, a single car garage of around 500 square feet, and then a patio cover integrated in with the entire design of about 386 square feet. The construction would connect to the existing home, and again, be primarily located in the rear yard. A little bit of background, so it's part of the Litchfield Green subdivision. This is lot number 15. It's about 16,000 square feet in size and is zoned R115. House itself is about 3,000 square feet and was constructed in 1998. This is a site plan, and apologize that for some reason I cannot get the cursor to locate on my screen, but the area in dark, the dark shading is the area of construction at what would be pretty much the southeast corner of the lot. Here's a floor plan. You can see the casita, the single car garage, and patio covers, patio cover. Some building elevations. Again, much like the last application, everything ties in really nicely. It's very well designed, architecturally integrated into the established architecture of the home. In our staff conclusion recommendation, we find that the casita, garage, and patio provides a design and building materials package that ties in nicely with the rest of the house. And we do recommend approval to the design review board of the application subject to the exhibits provided by the applicant. And with that, we'll be happy to answer any questions.
One question was site coverage, lot coverage, and looks like a big addition.
Chair, members of the DRB, we did look at that last week, we being Daniel and I, and it does meet the lot coverage requirement. You're right, there's a lot of, you can see from the oblique aerials, I think it was, we have to be less than 40%, if I'm not mistaken. We did confirm that because we were a little concerned that it did not meet the R115 and the ordinance requirements, but it does.
Would applicant like to speak? Yeah, if you want to add to what the staff said.
Yeah, my name is Lydia Reyes. I'm the designer of this project, and then yeah, which was, I mean, it was kind of challenging because everything is available on the back side, but we tried to tie everything together, especially in the back patio. So I think we achieved that, and always trying to make sure that we don't go over the coverage or setbacks, so we don't have to apply for variances since we have that room to do so. So, and then on this case, we were able to accomplish that with no problem for setbacks or coverage.
Just I designed the original house, and I think John built it. Sherry and Doug Hauser.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Sherry Howard?
Yeah, I think so, right? Yep. Yeah, that's so.
So, is the patio, this item 6 on this, what is this, SPU, extra, is it covered?
This, here's the back patio, the existing patio, and then the new patio, and it's tying all together.
Okay.
So it's kind of an L-shaped kind of patio.
Okay, and so it's like a covered patio. So actually, I think the new casita will be connected.
Sorry?
The new casita will be connected to the
Yes.
primary building. Okay.
Yes, it is.
I see. Okay.
Would you like to make a motion, or if you have any questions for the applicant or staff?
I make a motion that, what's the address?
225 West Green Tree Drive.
Should we approve the application for a new garage casita for 14225 West Green Tree Drive?
I'll second.
Motion and a second, any further discussion? Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, staff report on current events.
To the chair, the only current event we have is John Froke is joining us as our city planner and special projects manager. We take over for Woody when he retires next month. And so John is no longer a consultant, he's now a full-time employee of the city of Litchfield Park.
Welcome. Good for you, John.
Thank you all. Thanks, Tim.
And anything else? That's it. Okay. Do any board members have anything on current events? Okay, so motion to adjourn.
Oh, motion.
Second?